Damn. Waiting from the grave, like, yeah. Start from the bad, like, yeah. I'ma say the bad like a story like me. Story yelling out, but you can't run away. Story yelling out, cause the movie run away. Yeah, going out to the route, to the fire. Teeth count, you slash, but you melt down to the count.
Alright, so thank you guys for listening and tuning into another episode of the Just Talks podcast. My name is Jamal, as you already know, and then I am with my two co-hosts, Danny and Freddie. It's been a while since we've recorded due to Corona, traveling, and a bunch of other stuff that's been going on in personal lives. So, but how y'all been doing? I've seen Danny a few times. I haven't seen you, Freddie. How y'all doing?
I'm all right. You know, living life. The week was kind of stressful, so I was just so appreciative when Friday came out because I'm like, yo, I just needed that day to like gather my thoughts and everything. So today was smooth. Kicked it, chilling. How about you guys?
Life is alright. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. So,
Movement.
there's a lot of stuff going on just in my life personally and stuff that's going on around me outside of like obviously like stuff that's going on in the world, of course. So, my mind has just been all over the place. So I can't wait to get away from here for a week because like my head is dead ass all over the place, and I need like some time to not think about life.
Me?
Yeah, that's not me. I already finished.
I don't know.
Nah, I think I've been feeling a lot better. Like life is tough, and I understand what Jamal's saying. That shit's still going on that people got to pay attention to. But other than that, I've been good. I learned that I lost a lot of weight. That's about it.
You was getting fat, so.
My guy Danny looking tan. I see you. Boy.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm getting this tan from though. I haven't been like outside.
Nah, no way, you capping. You haven't been out?
Like
So
I've been out.
That holy verse the other day. You lying. Last Sunday he was just at brunch. The nigga lying.
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do to live your life.
Man went to the first he went to the first brunch since COVID.
I did.
My man had that hookah ready.
He had the tuka ready.
They bought a bottle and everything.
You got money. Which I had.
That do. Like that's it.
Which I had.
I bought a bottle of Patron.
Hey,
oh, okay.
Said the
Right.
Patron.
I don't drink dark liquor.
What was the vibes like at the first brunch of the?
It was lit. It was actually pretty cool. Like I'm not gonna hold you. Like everybody was like just chilling. Like I didn't go to the brunch part though. A lot of people think I went to the brunch part. I didn't go to the brunch part. I went to
the after part.
The after party part. And round 2 tomorrow for me, I guess.
What's cashing
going tomorrow? You trying to get me to go, but I'm not going tomorrow. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to stay away until I come back.
You trying to come? You trying to come for Chubbs?
Pull up where?
To Aqua.
What time? Talking about Aqua Lounge when he know I go to work on Sunday.
Forgot you work on Sunday. Nah, that's God.
About to have Freddie at work lit. Nah, I fuck with Aqua. Aqua's a good time.
I think I've only been there a couple of times with y'all.
Nah, the DJ was on his shit though on Sunday.
Who was it? You remember who it was?
Nah.
If you said who it was, I don't know who it is, but
I forgot. He was on his.
He reminds me on his game too. Damn.
Well, it's because they normally use the same people.
That
So-
they have like a circle.
Yeah, they have like a circle.
Yeah,
It's like a circle.
they have like a circle of people that they use. That's
Yeah.
good because like they're still. I mean, we talking about it as if it's been around for a long time, but you know they only opened up like a month or so before COVID started. So like 2 months before COVID started. So
Yeah.
maybe it was before that. I might be exaggerating. It might
Nah,
be
it was like in like
I think it was before the. I think it was like right before the. Was it before or after the New Year? No, it was after the New. It was after New Year
I
because
remember we
they
saw the All-Star game over there.
because
that was
they did.
February, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
it was like
January when they started. So
January.
yeah, so but they're cool people. We have to remember that like they're just starting, so it sounds like we're talking about something that's been around for a while. But
Well, I
it's
feel like
people that we've met and we talked to and stuff like that. So
I feel like they're doing a great job though.
they are. They you know. And it's not in a bad spot either. So.
Exactly.
Hey, it's in the X. So
And
you're-
the funny part right now is that since everything is outside still, the people from like outside be like there, but not
Be lit.
in. We all be lit like
To the side.
everybody-
I didn't go to a brunch. I went to like a happy hour that like extended longer because they closed at 12. And yeah, it was a fun time. It was a fun time. But we should probably get started because we got a lot to talk about because we haven't recorded in a while, and there's a lot of stuff that's been going on over the past couple weeks. And just want to start off by something that happened a couple weeks ago. I'm hyped. Danny should be hyped because it is our hometown of Yonkers. It's Jadakiss versus Fab. Everybody was doubting Jada when they first went in because everybody knows Fab. And everybody is like, Jada just a rap. We respect his pen, but like he don't make hits like that. And you know, Jadakiss came in and did what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just want to know how you guys felt. Like, what would you guys? If you guys saw the battle and how'd you guys feel about the battle? Because I'll go last and say how I felt.
I mean, I guess I'll go first since I probably have the least to say about it.
Yeah.
For the Bronx.
But I seen the memes that they were making because they made mad memes about it. So like the memes and shit were cool about it. I saw this really funny one. It was after Jada was. I'm assuming it was after he was sauced and he had like that smiley, that cheesy face going on, and they were like, fuck, what was it? It said some shit like, oh, when you see so and so pulling up, like I'm assuming your girl or whatever pulling up, and you have that big smile on your face. I was like, oh, that's legit. That's valid.
What about you, Danny?
I had to say about it. Memes. I didn't hear anything. I just
Me?
Jada was slapped.
I knew Jada was gonna come in clutch.
Oh, you knew? I mean, he's from Yonkers, so
But
you're.
it's because I'm from exactly. Like you can't. The only bad part about it is that I didn't really catch the whole thing. But I heard from all the feedback I heard from everybody. I heard like he did his shit. Like he won. That's what people are saying. Or I don't know. I'm hyping it or.
No,
he did his thing.
I thought y'all saying that he won or he legit won. Like,
nah. So what happened was it started off and it seemed like it could have been even in the beginning. But what happened was Jada just took over because he controlled the tempo of the battle.
So he was.
He kept just playing straight like hood, like it was heat, but it was like hood shit. You know what I mean? So he was playing straight hood shit, and Fab was trying to counter with like his commercial songs, right? And Jada was like, "Oh, where are you gonna play a commercial song?" And then he would go back and play some OD heat hood shit. And it was throwing Fab off, and he didn't know what to do. So Fab was getting tight because I don't think that from what it looked like, honestly, it just looked like they didn't prepare for the battle. It looked like they just made a long playlist.
They just kind of did it.
Yeah, it's like they had a playlist of songs that was like, we're just gonna go with whatever. And Kiss went in there knowing exactly what he was gonna play. Like he literally controlled the tempo of what he was gonna play the whole time. So
now you see, people study things more.
It was like the difference between the battle that I did with Gareth versus the battle that I did with Ricky. Like because I did a battle, if you're watching this and don't know, I did a battle with my friend Gareth, with our friend Gareth, and we did Kanye West versus Pharrell. And when we did that, like I literally took my time out, sat down, and was like, "These are the songs I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play this if he plays this. I'm gonna play this if he plays this." I literally sat down and thought about it. When I battled our other friend Ricky, and we did Chris Brown versus Drake. Chris Brown has so many records, I didn't know how to break it down. I didn't know what I would play if he played whatever for Drake. I just had the long playlist. And when he played something, I kind of played what I thought would work. And I think that's the same thing that Fab did. And it's not a good plan. I think that the way that it goes when you do 20 songs, you flip it, you do one person plays their 10 and and one person goes first, and then you switch it and the other person goes first. I think that it changes it and gives you a little bit of a benefit because it's always easier to counter than it is to play a song first. So that's why it might have seemed like it was a little bit closer than it was. Because I know that there's probably going to be some people that are like Fab fans that are probably going to either say that he won or say that it was a lot closer than it was. But it wasn't. It was just the tempo was controlled because Jada was like, I'm going to play. This is what I'm going to play no matter what you play. And that's the vibe that he kept it at, and I respect it. But he's from Yonkers, so I'm biased. But at the same time, the general consensus amongst everybody in the hip-hop community is that Jadakiss won. So I'm not being biased.
Even in the end, Jada was like, yo, stop playing like this commercial. Play us something off of Nightmares 2 and blah, blah, blah. He was like, yo, like, stop playing with me.
Yo, Fab got joints. That's why I was confused.
He wanted that heat. That's why. He wasn't getting that heat, though. I mean, really think about it. Fab probably went more commercial because he knows that that's what niggas, well, not that niggas was fucking with, but, you know, it's more renowned. That's what people heard, you know, in the summertime and shit. They were hearing those tracks. So he was probably trying to, you know, have that type of effect with the crowd.
Yeah, facts.
No.
It ain't worked though, buddy. Should have rethought that game plan. You fucked it up for yourself.
He was like, yo, I got way more music than Jada, so I got this. That's probably what he was thinking.
He was highly mistaken. Talking about, we got a lot of stuff to get through. So
wait. Before we move on, how was Fab's fit though?
Speaking of fits, I mean, you saw Kiss's fit because he wore the all yellow.
The yellow fit. That's what I was asking.
Fab's fit was, you know, because, you know, typically people know Fab considered Fab a fly dude.
Dressing, the way he dresses.
He just wore all black, but he had like leather pants on, so it was mad weird because it was like I saw a meme somewhere and it was like I can't tell what the weather is because Jada had shorts on and Fab had leather leather pants.
And Jada has long sleeve too. He had shorts.
Yeah, he had a long sleeve shirt with shorts on, which I can't really like make fun of because I do that.
Yeah, because I do that.
So I'm not gonna make fun of it. But it was mad funny because it's funny because if you look at Fab having leather pants on, it's like, what's the weather? You don't know what the weather is outside. I couldn't see what he was wearing on his feet, and I think that Jada just had a pair of white forces on. So.
Nah, Fab.
And, you know, typically they got all the sneakers.
By the way, are sold out.
What, white forces?
Yeah, they're hard. They're probably not, but they're hard to find in New York.
That's bullshit. Because you always can go to the store and get a pair of white forces.
That's all.
And now it's like OD hard.
I didn't even think about it. I haven't like looked and tried, so I don't know. But
I know I probably wore all black because he really thought he was gonna body Jada. Like, if you really think about it,
funeral.
Yeah, exactly. Funeral.
Funeral Fab.
Yo, did he play shit from those tapes? Because if you would have had,
I think he played one song from the Soul tape. He played one song.
Only one song. You see that?
That's what I'm saying. He was bugging.
That's what Jada was telling him. He was like, "Yo, stop playing."
I would have had a better playlist for Fab. If I did the playlist for Fab, I would have had a better like. I know people might say, yeah, I would have had some heat for Fab if I would have made the playlist because like I fuck with Fab, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, it's hard to go against Jadakiss, but I'm being biased. That's the Yonkers in me being a little bit biased, so you know what it is.
Yeah. But wait, we didn't talk about how Jada was bopped. Like,
we didn't talk about the funniest part. So Jada was cooked, which made the battle that much better, and I think might have swayed people's opinions a little bit more at the same time. Not gonna lie, because honestly, when it started, it was kind of dry. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like both of their like demeanors and stuff was like, yo, we just here to like collect a check and play songs. And then Jada was drinking I think he was drinking Douce. Nigga, he was finished. That's where all the memes came from.
That dark way could be doing to people.
It hit that. Feel me?
And it was a good match though. It was like I like that. Like a lot of people weren't thinking about it, and I just love that Yonkers was like rep right. Like it was like finally like like what is it? We're the underdogs, and y'all want to fuck with us.
Yeah. Now speaking of a dog, who want to challenge DMX? You heard? I'm waiting for somebody to call out DMX. They don't want that smoke. Or any R&B singer want to call out Mary? Ready. I mean, she's ready. I'm speaking on her behalf. Mary is ready. DMX is ready. They're ready for war.
I don't know, man.
Bro, Mary got...
Yeah.
Mary's a legend.
I know.
Mary's a legend, bro.
I know.
She's a legend. But speaking of verses, what do you guys think about or your predictions for 50 Cent versus T.I.? T.I.'s talking a lot of shit. So.
He confirmed it? He said he's doing it?
They said that they're doing it. They don't have a date or nothing yet, but they said they're going to do it. So
50 got to do is play Many Men, like the Pet Ultimate track, and he's going to win. I don't even want him to start off with it. I want him to end it with that shit. Like,
I think, like, I'm from New York, so I know 50 going to win. But I'm a big fan of T.I. Like, I'm a big fan of T.I. And
I respect that. That paper
T.I. is going to give him a run for his money, but at the end, the end is going to be 50 winning. That's it. Because a lot of people, he's going to play a lot of stuff that people will be like, oh, shit, this is T.I. Oh, this was T.I. Oh, I think people just forgot about his shit up here.
You think he's going to play any of his songs with him? Nah, I think he only has that one song. Never mind. I thought he had more songs with Justin Timberlake because I was thinking about. Nah, he has like 2 songs with JT, right? He got like 2 or 3 with him. I was like, maybe.
Yeah, he got 2. He got 1, and then he has 1.
He has My Love,
JT, and JT has 1 with him.
Okay, yeah, because they have My Love, and then they had Dead and Gone, right?
Yeah, Dead and Gone is T.I.
Freddie.
And My Love is
Freddie.
JT's.
What song? Excuse my poor quality because I'm playing this from my phone and we're not using our audio setup.
Yeah.
But so excuse my quality, but what song is T.I. gonna play against this?
They say this is a big rich town.
Yo, you gotta play some track and get for ATL. That's all it is. Bro,
Bro, he's not. What is he gonna do against this? There's nothing he can do.
Yeah, what people hear that too? Like,
Yo,
literally.
So 50 versus T.I. Sorry about the interruption. But basically 50 Cent versus T.I. I'm a big T.I. fan. So when I was younger, before I found out who J. Cole was, because ironically it worked out in the type of way that when T.I. went to jail and he came back out or whatever, is around the time that J. Cole, Kendrick, Wale, and all of them started to blow up, like Cudi and all of them started to blow up. So yeah, so that's when and T.I. started to fall off, and that's when I basically jumped on the J. Cole bandwagon, like when the warm up came up and all that stuff, you know. So Well, the warm up came out a little bit after. I'm bugging. I'm a little bit ahead of myself. But for me, like I was a big T.I. fan. Like I know his catalog. If I had to represent T.I., I could. I do know. I mean, maybe not his new albums because they weren't as fire. Like there's a couple joints on there, but not enough for a battle. It would be based on all his old music. So for me, like I know his catalog. For what I think that it would honestly be if they did a battle, if we were being generous, it would be like the final would be like out of 20 songs, the final would be like 15-5. 50 is smoking. I'm just being completely honest.
Yeah.
Like the same way that I just played Big Rich Town, there's not many songs that T.I. is going to play that, not saying that are not fire songs because like I like them obviously, but like in comparing the two, it's just not going to work. So for me, like I just think it's just going to be a blowout because like 50 Cent, like not many songs that T.I. has is better than 21 Questions. Not many songs that T.I. has is better than like Hustler's Ambition. You know what I mean? Like there's so many men window shopping. Like those candy shop. Like we're talking about songs that still get played on the radio. Hate It or Love It. Like these are like big ass songs. So I don't know. I don't honestly know what T.I. is expecting to do. Like we all know the songs that he's gonna play. What he gonna play? Rubber Band Man? What song is Rubber Band Man is not better than any of the songs that I just need. You know,
whatever you like.
Whatever you like is not better than 21 Questions. So
I was just low-key looking through through some of his shit. And most of the songs that he did good in, he was featured in, bro.
Yeah, like he's gonna play the song that he's featured with what's his name? With Robin Thicke.
Wayne? What about Wayne?
I mean, yeah, he got some songs with Wayne, but like, bro, they're not better than 50 songs. Like if 50 starts playing features as well.
Nah, yeah. 50,
I think wait.
that's the difference.
I'm just talking off his catalog. We're not even talking about the songs. We're talking about 50 Cent's solo albums. We're not even talking about the songs that he got with G Unit as a whole. You know what I mean? So like, I'm basing this battle purely off of T.I. everything and only 50 Cent's solo songs or like the song with him in the game. I'm only focusing on those. I'm not focusing on the fact that he has features and that he has songs that he has with G Unit. Like I'm not even talking about those yet. If you include those, you're talking about a blowout. It's
not facts. You're right.
Free smoke.
Going through, like, I was literally just on Apple Music, like, searching through his catalog right now. Like,
who's that, T.I.?
Yeah, he doesn't have much. He can't throw shit at 50, bro. Like, if anything, like you said, it's like
it's gonna be 15-5.
Exactly, 10-3 type shit. Like, he's gonna have one or two.
Yeah, he has a couple. Like, there's a couple songs that I like by T.I. that might hit him. Like, depends on where he plays it. It's another thing. Because he might have it, and then timing is everything. Yeah. He could play a song, and then it go against the wrong 50 song, and then he don't get the point for the song that he should have got a point for. So he gotta level that out because if those songs that are guaranteed points don't get a point when they're supposed to, he gonna end up like Fab.
He's gonna end up in a bad position.
He gonna end up like Fab.
We're all black.
That's a damn shame.
But keeping it on 50, something that we gotta applaud 50. Oh, well, also happy birthday to 50, by the way. We didn't say that.
Today's his birthday?
No, it was the other day.
7/11? Oh.
It was the other day. It was the day when all this started because I don't know exactly what started it, but I know that 50 was down there in Georgia and he was having some sort of party in Georgia, and I guess he was talking shit. I guess because 50 always talks shit. I guess I don't know the whole story.
50 is always gonna be 50.
And then I just saw a video of T.I. talking to somebody on the phone talking about set it up because people from New York always come to – they always love to come to Georgia, but they always talking shit. So come to set up a battle because I'm the king around here.
Oh, because I remember the first video I saw about any of this was when he was talking about 50. T.I. was outside. I just remember the gas station in like an empty store. Like he was recording the video, talking all that shit. Like, oh,
Nah, the
I'm
video
the
that I saw was in the studio.
I'm the king of the South. Pull up. I'm ready to battle you. And then that's when he came at 50. He was like, you could your tracks, the Dr. Dre tracks, Eminem tracks, all that shit. Bring them at me.
That's
I'm
what
like,
I'm saying. We didn't even talk about the song he got with Eminem. Like we didn't talk about any other song besides like straight solo 50 songs. But
yeah, that's what
the first video I saw was him in the studio. He was in a studio in the first one. I think the gas station one was the second one.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, I saw the gas station. I was like, yo, why is he in the middle of nowhere first? Like,
because bro, he's
video like this. You got his flex, like,
bro. I fuck with T.I. though because T.I. is mad funny, bro.
Nah, he is.
He got heart.
T.I. is mad funny, bro. He got my respect though. Like if I met T.I., like I'm laughing because of the situation. I'm not laughing at him. I'm not.
Nah,
I just said that he was one of my favorite artists. Like going back in time, like he's one of my favorite artists of all time. Like if I made my own personal list of favorite artists, like top 10, I'm not sure where he would fit on the top 10 list, but he makes my top 10.
You got 9.
I feel like he'll be in my top 15.
Yeah, he's in my top 10. Him, somebody else that's in my top 10 that y'all would never guess is in my top 10 is The Game.
No, yeah, I wouldn't have guessed.
The Game is in my top 10. We're going to have that conversation one day. We're going to have to talk about that one day. Who's in your top 10?
I feel like
we got to have a moment. We have to like write it down.
Yeah.
You're going to have to write it down. Right now, I don't know where I would rank it. I don't think I would rank it. I think I would just write down the 10 names and then tell you. I wouldn't rank it. I mean, J. Cole and Mac would be 1 and 2, but I don't know who's first and who's second. But J. Cole and Mac and Cudi is up there in top 3, but then everybody else is scattered. I mean, Kanye.
I know we're gonna talk about Cudi, but did y'all hear that track with Eminem, with him and Eminem? That shit is hard.
That shit hard.
Yo,
I
don't fuck with it. I'm like, nah, y'all niggas is walling because it's not like it was trash. That shit was production. You gotta give Dr. G.
The production was good. Let's talk about Pop real quick, and then we'll jump into. I wanted to talk about Cudi, but let's talk about Pop real quick. So because we was talking about 50, so want to applaud 50 and his team and everybody over there. I don't know what record label or whatever it is. Probably should have looked it up, but I didn't. Whoever worked on finishing Pop Smoke's album, Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the what was it?
Yeah, Shoot for the Stars, Aim from the Moon.
Aim for the Moon, right? I don't know how to pronounce the phrase of how you say a Life After Death album, but the actual phrase of it.
Posthumous.
But it came out, and honestly, I thought that it was a great album. I have my critiques of it. It's hard. It's not any. The critiques are not of Pop Smoke. Honestly, I don't know how you guys felt, and I'm just go on. I don't know how you guys felt, and you guys should say it after. But for me, listening to it from somebody that's over analyzing the music, it sounded like it was a project that was basically done. It sounds like what they were working on were the mixing, the mastering, and the features. Everything else on the album, when it comes to Pop himself, sounds finished. Like it sounded like he was done. Honestly speaking, it just felt like maybe he might have changed a verse or two, maybe, but it sounded like he was pretty much done. Maybe he might have added an ad lib or two, maybe, or something like that on every song. But for the most part, it was a done project, and that's how I felt about it. My critiques, I don't know if you guys, I'm speaking for you guys at this point, but my critiques were that there were some features that should have been there, and that I just felt after a project that, like, after somebody passes away, like if you guys decided that if I passed away, right, God forbid, that I passed away, you guys was like, oh, Jamal always did videos, so we're going to do a final video in his remembrance, right, in his memory. You guys would make sure that you got certain people in the video. You know what I mean? You would make sure that you got certain people in my video for the last video that you're gonna do. You're gonna give certain friends and stuff like that. And for this project, like, there was opportunity for him to like do a song with like Fabio Foreign. There was like
Phoebe.
you know, there was a people that he could have been on the project.
Phoebe, Roddy, Sleepy Hollow, Chef G. Like, but the only reason why I'm not saying anything about that right now, well, one is because it's your turn, and B, because somebody brought up a good point. They were talking about that they may be in the deluxe version, you know? They just probably let it go out like that, get people's, you know, attention again. And then once, you know, as of right now, I know that album is doing really good. It's on like the number 1 on the top 100.
It's the, you can keep going, but it's the number, it has the most, you know, because back then when Michael Jackson was record sales, now it's streams. So it's like right behind Michael Jackson for an album after an artist died.
Yeah, you see, I read about that. I actually passed Michael, but yeah.
I don't know if that's 100%. I saw that article somewhere and I only saw it once, so I'm not sure 100%. But they said that it's up there for artists after they died. It's like right behind Michael Jackson.
Now you see, that's lit. So the fact that they left out the, you know, some people that they feel like was closer to Pop, to add that to the deluxe is only gonna make those numbers even, you know, it's even gonna give it a more of a boost than it already has. Feel me? And I feel like, all in all, I fucked with the album. I liked it, but I feel like it didn't have his like sound. Like, I'm not saying that his verses were trash, because like I said, I'm critiquing the album like you. I'm not coming at Pop. I'm mainly coming at, because I know that the people that were finishing it up, I'm pretty sure they had mad access to, like, you know, everything. I feel like they should have added more and more of the music that got him popping. Like, you know, when Dior came out, when
yeah,
like,
I thought about that too, but I think that the reason why they did it was just in general, like listening to him on every song. He sounded like he wanted to expand and show that he can do other stuff. That's like why he was singing a little bit and stuff like that. So they were trying to expand it.
That's
right. I think that they didn't want to use just straight that sound of like a Welcome to the Party or a Dior. They didn't want to only do that sound because he was trying to expand. I think that's why. Because I had that same thought process behind it. And I was like, nah, I think that they want to add a different sound to it because he was trying to expand. I think that's like why they use like a Karol G feature. I'm not like the biggest fan of the Karol G. I mean, it's not a bad song. Every song on there is good. I'm not going to say that it's bad.
Yeah,
I wasn't like, it threw me off. I was like, Karol G? Like, why is Karol G?
It was a little random, but
Karol G on here?
Not like,
but it made sense when the song came. Like when you heard the song, it made sense.
Yeah, when you heard his like the chorus, and then when she started like her actual feature, it made sense. But like reading it, it was like, what?
Nah, reading it, it was like that for a couple of his features. Like, bro, like I'm not trying to, bro. Quavo was on that bitch like 5 times, bro. Like,
yeah, he was on there. What, I think it was 3 times he was on there, and people were talking about that. And
bro, why was he on it so much?
Because him and Quavo made a lot of music together.
Yeah, they said
bro,
that.
If that's the case, I know he made music with Travis too. Like, my man Scott should have been in that shit, man.
How'd you feel about the baby feature? Some people saying they don't like it.
I liked it. I thought
With the way there's the baby and
baby
Little
and
Baby.
right?
Yeah.
Little Baby went crazy. I like Little Baby's verse.
I mean,
that song is tough.
Little Baby right now, he's like on some.
Bro, honestly, he's having the best year.
Bro, he's on some way level shit right now, bro.
If
like,
he doesn't win any award by the year,
like,
I don't pay attention to award shows at all. Cause like for me, like they're just kind of bullshit to me.
They're commercial, the commercialized.
But if he doesn't win an award this year, it's bullshit.
Nah, he has to win something.
Little Baby has to win an award, bro.
He's been honest.
Just no.
If he don't win an award, it's bullshit, bro.
He is the embodiment of like success to me. One of the embodiments of success, because this man went to jail, came out of jail, looking where he's at now. And it wasn't even that he was like rich, went to jail, and like
he was broke.
scamming, went to jail. He went to jail, was broke, came out, was OD broke, and now look where he's at.
It's because I'm not gonna front. Thug gave him that cosign early. Thug, supposedly Young Thug was told him some shit like, yo, you're too talented to be out in the streets. I'll dead pay you money for your studio time. And then that's when he started hitting the studio a lot more. So you gotta.
I'm grateful for Thug then.
Nah, Thug is the GOAT, but that's another topic. But Thug definitely helped, Baby's career out OD.
Mm-hmm. No, he the GOAT. I could agree with that. He one of the GOATs. For Atlanta rapping, especially Atlanta rapping.
Well, yeah, down south they probably.
Atlanta rap is. We're being completely honest. I know we made fun of T.I., but if we're talking about Atlanta artists, it's still T.I. and Andre 3 Stacks, and then it's everybody else.
Well, I wouldn't give it. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that because one of my favorite, one of if
3
not
Stacks
my
doesn't have a solo album, to be honest. So
yeah, he doesn't.
Outkast in general.
Outkast in general, it's
even
that's how it would go.
Because it's not only Stacks, bro.
Nah, he sees us though, because I thought like when Take Care was coming out.
Yeah.
Now
He said, I read something that Andre said, I guess in the interview, he said, if he doesn't make an album by 40, he's not making an album. Like,
bro, he's not.
I think he passed 40.
This man was walking around the airport playing the flute. That man is not making an album.
I think his thing is
he's not making an album.
His thing is features.
Bro,
he'll body a feature.
He'll body it. Bro,
I haven't heard a 3 Stack feature in years.
He did one recently.
The last one was on Travis's album, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the last one.
Yeah, in Trap, Birds in the Trap, right?
Yeah, that was the last one. And that was like...
Yeah, that's the last one I heard too. Yeah,
I don't think that was the last one. I think that's the last one that we know.
Yeah, it might be the last one that we know, but to get him to feature is extremely hard. They say a lot of people try to get features from him, and it is stupid hard. Like you have to have OD clout to get him.
Bro, that's what I'm just about to say. Like,
it's crazy.
Whatever song dropped after that, if it had a 3K feature, we would have known.
Who who he fucks with? OD that I fuck with. Amine.
Oh, Amine.
Amine.
He has the accent more on the east.
Yeah, Amine.
Yeah, Amine.
No, it's not Amine. Amine. No,
I'm laughing because I don't know how to say it. I've seen it, but I don't know how to say it.
No, he has a
what?
song too. What he says, my name is Amine. It's
Oh.
not Amine. It's not that. It's Amine. Like his actual name is Amine.
Oh, nah, yeah, I was saying it wrong my whole life, then.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I said when I heard the song, he's basically telling people like, yo, like my name is this. Like, oh, okay, because mad people call him like different shit. Like people call him anime.
Nah, yeah, I see why. Because the M and the N are right next to each other.
Dyslexic.
Yo, facts.
All right, we way off. So do you guys have any like final like thoughts or like critiques on Pop's album? Like, is anything that you want to say? I mean, it's hard to judge an album with somebody because we got off track. That's why I'm asking. Is there anything you want to say?
Boom. What I think about the album, I think I haven't been able to listen to music like the same as I used to when I was like a year ago or two. But that album is amazing. Like to me, like it just works. Like if I could dead listen to that album all day.
Nah, that album does slap. I fuck with it.
I feel like I can listen to it more. I haven't listened to Juice's album.
I have not listened to that because that's sad.
Yeah, it's sad, but I haven't listened to it yet. But I feel like it's more for people that have passed away. it's easier to listen to Pop's album than it is to listen to Mac Miller's album. I can say that
It is.
I've not that I have because it's only been out for a week, but I can say that I will probably listen. And you guys know me. You know how big of a Mac Miller fan. Mac Miller is my screensaver. I will probably listen to Pop Smoke's album more than I listen to Mac Miller's album. And that's
I agree with that because I'm the same. I'm a Mac fan. I'm not as big as Mac fan as Jamal, but I have Mac's album on my phone and stuff, and I listen to it occasionally, but I can't listen to it. I feel like I already listened to Pop Smoke's album as many times as I listened to Mac's album, and Mac's album's been out longer.
I feel like it's because of the different sounds, feel me? Like
it just sounds incomplete for Mac. For me.
That's one thing. I listened to the album once because my first time hearing it, you could just, Mac would have put way, he would have finished it up, whatever.
So much more emotion.
Yeah. So I understand he passed away. He could have finished it. I give props to the dude or the team that was, trying to give us the album that completed it.
Worked on it, yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like I only listened to that album once. I didn't really feel like it was any. I heard most of Mac's part was essentially done. That's what I heard. I don't know how true or false that is, but at the end of I didn't really like that album, and I feel like I'm starting to come up with there's a thing about posthumous or however you say it, posthumous albums that I just, it doesn't give you that, like, it's not the artist that completed it, so like it's a little different from what they would have done, and it makes you wonder, I wonder what the artist would have done had he heard that this is what they're releasing for him. Like, what things would he have changed? What had the artist have changed?
Features and stuff like that, and that's why
album I didn't really like. Pop Smoke album, I feel like it was just different from what I was expecting. At the same time, like you brought up a good point, it could just be his growth. But at the same time, I feel like if it was Pop himself, he would have definitely added like a two right. His, the reason why he got up there, those drill type of music stuff. And then with Juice WRLD, I know we're gonna get into it later, but like it's just, since I'm talking about posthumous albums that I heard recently, I just want to add the fact that his album too, like a lot of his verses sound done. Like I know he recorded so much shit before he passed away, so it sounds like good, but it's not. I don't feel like it's the trajectory where he was aiming for compared to his last two albums, especially compared to his last album. I don't feel like he would have wanted to go that route. Feel me?
Which is hard because you gotta like when they go to put the album together, they probably record so much music, that they go off of what they have done. You know what I mean? So it's hard because they like, all right, this is what they have done, and this is the direction that we're gonna go with these albums. So I haven't listened to Juice's album, so I can't say, but that was probably the struggle for what you're saying. For Pop and Mac, that's like the difference of what I'm saying. Like Mac, we know if you listen to Mac Miller ever, he puts a lot more emotion into it. He puts a lot more energy. But if he's sad, he's gonna be really sad. If he's happy, he's gonna be really happy. The album, it sounded really in between. And that's why when I listen to Pop that it sounded done, is because whatever his emotion was when he recorded it, you hear it. That's the complete difference between the two. And that's why I said Pop's was probably done from his point, and they had to do all the other stuff about like mixing and stuff like that. They had to work on that. But that's why I feel like I can listen to that one a lot. Because it doesn't make me sad, because I think he would have been happy with this. I don't think that Mac Miller would have been 100% happy with Circles. He would have been okay with it, but I think that he would have did a couple things different. And maybe some songs might not have made it, or they they would have used another song. Like I know Mac was always in the studio. He didn't do anything else but record music. And we're not trying to make this. I don't want to make this about Mac, but you know, it's just the difference, and that's why, like I said, I don't want to keep saying the same thing over and over again. That's why I'm probably gonna listen to Pop Smoke's album a way more, even if not the whole album straight. There's songs on there that I'm gonna listen to more than I listen to any song on Mac Miller's project.
Mm-hmm. And that's like, so when it comes to Mac, I know you don't want to talk about him anymore, but when it comes to Mac, I play all his old shit. My favorite Mac mixtape, my favorite Mac, I don't know, because I feel like the more I listen to it, the more I gotta put this as one of my favorite Mac projects ever is Macadelic. Because like, bro, when it came out, it was helping me a lot through that point in time. Like whatever vibes I was feeling when that came out, it was helping me. And to this day, I could play a few tracks from that mixtape, and it's just you know how it is, the vibe.
Yeah, because that's how I felt about basically every album that he released. I'm trying to get away from him because we have so much to talk about.
Yeah.
But that's why. But for him, like all his music is
Divine Feminine is amazing. That's
Divine Feminine is amazing. But that's the thing. Like every single album that he made
was different.
Ironically, fit into my life perfectly. Like I felt like I grew with Mac. Everything happened in a way with Mac that worked perfectly for my life. I felt like when he released all those first albums when he was young and stupid, we were in high school or in beginning college. You know what I mean? And then when we were getting closer to graduating college and leaving college and like going on like our own like personal missions and stuff like that within our lives, becoming adults, he released other albums like Good AM and stuff like and stuff like that. And I grew with those albums. I became a mature person. And then I started to become in a more serious relationship, you know.
That's when
he released the Divine Feminine. So it all worked out like in a way where I was growing with him. So for me,
that's what hurt people a lot. My fault. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what hurt the most. It was because like I was looking through him, and what hurt so much about him passing away for me, and I don't think I've talked about this. I mean, I talked about this with you, Freddie, but what hurt so much with me is like I went through certain periods in my time where I've never used drugs in my life, but outside of alcohol. But for me, I've thought and contemplated it many times. And the reason why I never did is because I kind of felt like I was living through Mac, knowing that he was doing it, and I saw what his life was like. And I was like, I don't want to experience that. And although me and him he had way more money, obviously, but being that it seems like we're going through the same kind of situations in life with people that we interact with on a normal basis, that any music that he relates, I relate to. So if I'm thinking about doing drugs and he's doing it, I don't have to because I can see it. So now that he didn't get to that point of getting past it and getting over it, it hurt me because it's like, damn, what's it's kind of scary. It's like a gray area as to like what's next for me because I was living through it. You know, I was like, all right, we're happy. Now we're sad because I was sad at that time. And I wasn't sad because of his music. It was just my life at the time. I was sad. And then he became happy again. And at that time, like, I was like, I need to get over this sadness. And now I did. And, you know, swimming was that point of being okay and being comfortable with your own life. And now that he's gone, you know, not being able to finish circles, it kind of like, you know, it's a weird space for me. I just don't know where I want to be with that now. So that's why for me, like, Mac passing away was so sad, you know. So
yeah,
I didn't mean to make it dark. Let's talk about let's talk about something a little bit more interesting and a little bit more exciting. I know we said we're going to talk about Kanye, but we're going to talk about Cudi first because Cudi is a little bit more. It's a little bit more happy than Kanye because Kanye is on some shit right now. So Cudi is on a rampage right now with a lot of positive shit happening.
Rampage.
he dropped a solo song. He dropped a song with Travis. He just recently dropped a song with Eminem. If you haven't listened to it, he has a song with Eminem out. And he also announced that he's going to be doing a podcast, which I'm here for it. If Cudi is doing a podcast, I'm here. I'm here for it.
They're just like, yo, because you already know he's going to have like some type of shit that the fans will be able to communicate with him. So you already know it's just gonna be mad positive vibes. Like you already know he's about to be, somebody has like a life issue going on. He's gonna be like, yo, you could get through it no matter what. You know, just believe in yourself. And then everybody's gonna get hyped. He's probably gonna hum a few times.
And then that's mad funny that you said that Joe Budden. They was talking about Joe Budden. They was like, or was it Joe Budden or was it somebody else? And they was like that he's just gonna hum the whole podcast and people gonna tune into it. I said, you did, goddamn right. I'm gonna listen to it. But he also announced that they got a documentary, or not a documentary, but like a series going on with him and Ye for when they released that album, Kid Cudi Ghost. So Cudi got a lot of stuff that's going on, that's about to come out, and like I said, I'm extremely excited for it. Like I want to see it all. I know Freddie, you probably have a lot to say because Cudi is one of our favorite artists, so I know you have a lot.
I'm just excited seeing the momentum Cudi got right now, because last year 2019 was when he dropped him and Ye dropped Kid Cudi Ghost, and with that project, I really thought both of them really got in a time machine and really went back to their sound. That whole 808 type of shit. Because, bro, like I'm not gonna say anything. You're never gonna hear me say anything wild about Cudi or Ye, but I feel like, especially when it comes to Ye, it's true for Ye in this part, in this regard. That album, I don't want to say salvage his career, but like. It just brought it back to like, yo, this is why I always fuck with you. You feel me? Like it was like, yo, this is the type of shit I get excited about hearing y'all. Being in the best place mentally for them to create that type of sound. And I was fucking with it. I was vibing with it. I'm glad that now, like a whole year later, I'm finding out that they're making a whole animated series for that album because, bro, the whole album artwork, the whole concept of the album was short. It was only like 8 or 9 tracks.
Especially because they were able to go back and get I don't know his actual name. I don't know. I know his name, but I don't know how to pronounce it. The guy that did kick Kanye's album for Graduation. I forgot his name, but he's how big of an artist that he is. Like,
no, yeah, he's a huge artist.
So
yeah, the fact that they're able to get into that type of bag. That as a fan, that just got somebody excited. Because I remember before I even heard anything about it, I saw the album artwork. And I've always been big on artwork. Like, I feel like the album artwork is always like a type of introductory or is like a blurb. It fills me in before I start, tuning myself in. And I fucked with the album artwork. By the time I heard the first track, I already knew that album was going to be, a masterpiece type shit. And just seeing that they're adding on to it, they're going back, adding on to it by doing this show. I mean, I don't really know how long the show is or what's the context of it.
They didn't announce anything. They kind of just showed that it's basically just a journey. They didn't really – it's just a journey. They didn't really show anything else. I like the trailer. The trailer could have been its own just short video, and I would have liked it, and I would have watched it.
It could have been a short video. It could have had its own little music tune to it.
I like that it is going to be a series. We just don't know like what the contents of it.
I feel like it's going to be like some of those short series, like 8 to 10 episodes type shit.
It has to come out soon though, right? Because it can't be irrelevant in a sense. Like, think about it like this: like if it comes out, the album came out a year ago. Right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
About a year ago, yeah. It was probably like exactly a year ago.
Exactly. And you don't want to, if it's based on the album for me only has so much leadway for you to make like a series, an animated series about it. I feel like it's gonna become irrelevant to people now. Like people are gonna, of course, the fans are gonna be like, "Oh, I want to watch it," unless it could be used as a marketing ploy too, in the sense of like, okay, I'm gonna release it next year It comes out next year. Now people want to go back to listening to the album, so now that's more streams for that album. But other than that, it's more like, how would I say? I feel like it'll be irrelevant for somebody like me. I love Cudi and Kanye. I have a love for his music, hate for how he's acting now. But I don't think I would go back, or like I don't think that animated series would be like anything like standing out to me. The only reason I feel that I will listen and watch it would be because of you and Chubbs.
Wait, so did you see the preview?
I did not. I think maybe like a short of it, and then I kind of.
Nah, maybe if you see the preview. Nah, cause like I mean I know.
Is it the Bears, right?
Huh?
He's using the bear, right?
Yeah, he's using the bear.
He's
like
Cudi. Ye is a bear and Cudi's a fox.
Yeah,
a fox?
Or something like that. It's like a wolf. It's like a wolf or a fox. Something.
Nah, I think it's a fox.
If it's a fox, I'm gonna watch it because that's my favorite animal. So.
Hey, no, a new fact about Danny: his favorite animal is a fox.
Easy swiper.
I took this like real quick side note. I took this assessment once. My old boss made us take for my old job now because it's old now because I don't have it no more. And it was like, what animal do you match with? And it was a fox. And I was like, yep, I knew it.
Yo, I want to take that test. I want to see if I fuck with a panda.
I got you. I'll look for it somewhere.
Of course, Charles will want to be a panda. Got him.
I feel like me and the pandas are so similar, bro. Like we just so nonchalant and just we vibe, bro. Like
I might either end up being a turtle or a sloth.
Man, bro, turtles are versatile. I read that there's a turtle that's over 100 years old. So
how are they versatile?
I'm just gonna live to be very old and wise.
Bro, turtles. Well, first off, they're versatile because like they're amphibians, right? They could be under the water and still like chill, and then they could come out the water and they could still be living, chilling. I feel like I feel like this is a little random. Like this is about to be a little random. But you ever fucked with Squirtle?
Squirtle was not my favorite Pokemon. Charmander was, but I did fuck with it. It was, if I had to rank them, it was Charmander, Pikachu, and then Squirtle.
No, that's not the starters.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So if you're talking about depending on the game that you're talking about, because if you're talking about Pokemon Yellow, Pikachu is a starter.
You got no choice but to choose Pikachu and Yellow.
If you're talking about starters, yeah, it's Charmander then Squirtle.
Did you ever evolve your Pikachu in Yellow? Could you evolve it?
No.
Oh, you can't. Even if you have the Poké Store.
You know that you can start off with Pikachu in Pokemon Go. This is way far off OD. I'm not gonna lie to you, but you know you can start off with Pikachu in Pokemon Go. Huh?
What do you mean? How?
So when you start the game, what you have to do is if you start the game from like scratch, which none of us are gonna do because we all have like mad Pokemon, so that's not gonna happen.
But you have the game no more.
If you start the game over from scratch, and you know how Squirtle, Charmander, and Bulbasaur pop up when you like open the game and you get to select one and then catch them. So what you're supposed to do to get Pikachu is keep walking away, and the more you walk away, they'll stop popping up, and then eventually Pikachu will pop up. They don't tell you that though. It's a glitch in the game.
What's crazy?
It's a cheat code.
Games.
It's an Easter egg.
You gotta find shit out mad complicated. Like why?
I found that out way after.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm excited to play the game. Why am I gonna keep turning these other Pokemon away? For the
Bro.
slight chance I'm gonna get a Pikachu. Well, I don't even know why I'm turning them away at that point. I'm just turning them away.
If I knew that I was gonna start off with Pikachu, I would have did it, but I didn't know. I just selected Charmander from the start of the game. I didn't know, but
You know what's crazy?
but actually that's dumb because you see Pikachu more than you see Charmander, so it was probably smart to start off with a starter. But
I've seen that.
Initially, it took me a long time to get a Pikachu,
Well,
so I would have.
I told y'all where I live, right? Where I live is a starter nest. Like, there's mad starters where I live all the time. Like, I always see a Bulbasaur. I always see not Mudkip, Chikorita. All the time. Like, I could then wake up, open the app, and I'll see a starter Pokemon.
Nah, that's lit. But
my favorite starter,
real
quick, my favorite starter when I was a kid was Charmander. But as I grew up, I liked Squirtle more because my brother used to choose Charmander. But to me, Squirtle was the GOAT.
He just wanted to be his opposite.
Yeah,
I just wanted to be my brother, honestly. But like, I've actually learned that like Squirtle is actually the GOAT. Like, he would be the GOAT.
Nah, Squirtle was the GOAT. I'm not gonna front. I fucked with his
and the Pokemon. The anime.
All right. So we talk about a lot of Pokemon. So get back to for Cudi, I'm just mad hype for anything that he got coming. Cudi for me is, Cudi, I know I talked about Mac and went into depth about like Mac's life, but I felt like Cudi was the introduction to that. Cudi helped me get over the real hump of my life. Like, yeah, I was sad at some points of my life when I was in college and stuff like that, but Cudi got me over that because I felt like I was a loner. I was an outsider. I wasn't an outsider when Mac was out. I wasn't an outsider. I was just going through like just relationship problems, not with like not only like girls but like friends as well. Cudi was the battle between just feeling like you were alone and you kind of just had nobody. And I'll always respect Cudi for that forever, because having that moment in your life of feeling like there's nobody for you is different. So for me, whatever Cudi releases, I'm ready for it. I'm OD ready for it. I don't care. I don't care what he releases. I know he even has like a TV series that's coming out. I'm just like,
yeah, I heard about that. It's like a live action shit. But yo, I was gonna say
it's on HBO, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. Before you said HBO, that whole HBO shit fucked my whole mind train of thought. No, because I was gonna say, if y'all have HBO, y'all should definitely check out HBO Max. That shit is the GOAT. Like ever since
I have that.
Yeah, ever since
Sponsor? Sponsor?
No, every sponsor that we mention, you want to fuck it up. We're never gonna get a sponsor. We just gotta get like decide that we're gonna do it on our own, because we're never gonna get a sponsor.
Nah, but we gotta sponsor ourselves. About Cudi, I feel like this is long overdue, because I think it was from like 2013 to like recently. He wasn't really making a lot of shit. Like he was like really like down low key, type shit. And I feel like the fact that the last 2 years he's really been, on the map traditionally, like, he made his music, he made his wave. I feel like now with this year, with everything that's going on, he's talking about there's a possibility of him making a Man on the Moon 3, him making a Satellite Flight 2, like the shit that's going on, Kid Cudi Ghost 2, like he has this shit going on with Travis, like he got mad shit going on for him right now. And I'm just happy. I'm excited for him because I thought, like, bro, given that he had that time off, you already know that he's a grinder. He's not gonna stop. So I already know he kept grinding, he kept doing what he had to do. He kept his mind sharp. Now he's releasing all this shit to bless us with. And I feel like the timing is good because, look, this whole Corona situation, like a lot of shit is, opening up and it's starting to feel like a semblance of a normality. But like a lot. Like that's just I feel like it's just gonna be good for the culture. Like not even for the culture. Like I just feel like ending 2020 is gonna be a good note because of all that positivity and all that shit that Cudi's doing. You know, us young like from we're like from like all the 20s. If you're in your mid 20s, early 30s, late teens, you're gonna be on the wave because you're gonna be listening to so much Scott. Like it's just gonna hit you like boom, positivity, vibes. Like that's what we want to hear, and that's what Kid Cudi does. So just excited for that shit.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. I'm really ready for it. I keep saying the same thing that I'm really ready for it because it's like it's not really much to say because we haven't gotten. I mean, we've gotten music. We haven't gotten which the music is on fire. You just gotta go and listen to it yourself because anything I'm gonna say is gonna sound biased. So you just gonna have to go and listen to it yourself. And the podcast is coming. TV shows are coming. So you're just gonna have to wait for it. And when they finally come out, we're gonna talk about it. Because like I said, it's somebody that I definitely respect on the highest of levels. And unless he really does something stupid.
Which I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. But if he does something stupid, then I'll
call
him out on it. But until then, you know, he has my respect. So,
does Kanye still have your respect?
Speaking of Kanye, what a good transition, Freddie. I like it. I like it. Trying to take us to the next level. Kanye West. Kanye also is a person that's been doing a lot of big shit, but he was doing a lot of shit that was like positive, and then it was like,
And then he said,
all right, my nigga. It started off like, and then it was like, oh my god, this nigga not again. So Kanye he not that long ago it came out that he did a deal with the Gap, which was lit, and people were going crazy about it because that means that he'll be releasing a line that's going to be extremely affordable because nothing in the Gap is expensive, which is lit. Like that's extremely positive, you know.
So wait, so the Yeezy brand is gonna start being sold at Gap?
No.
Not the Yeezy brand, not like sneakers and stuff like that, obviously, but like
no,
like
I mean
the Yeezy season, like the stuff that you
gonna
get
have a
off the
line with
Yeezy
Gap.
supply. Yeah, he's gonna have a line with the Gap. He's gonna do like their own like designs and stuff like that.
Like you know how they have I'm trying to think. Like you know how the Weeknd came out with something with H&M.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to clarify. No,
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a little bit more detailed than that. It's probably gonna be the comparison of having like Adidas and Yeezy collab. It's gonna be something along those lines. It's not gonna be
not
the lines of like
because Gap
him doing
is
just like shirts.
You heard? I said especially because Gap is attached to it. Because like Gap isn't one of those stores like Forever 21 and H&M that you know they constantly collab with different artists. You know, Gap is like more old school. So the fact that they're doing that with Ye, that lets you know the quality is gonna be A1. And
it's a 10-year deal, bro. So it's not like this is just
10-year deal.
Yeah,
also, it's not just gonna be a one and done thing. Like
it's a 10-year deal. They're locked in. So that was cool. That was the first thing that came out. And then he dropped a song with Travis. And then he dropped how do you feel about the song?
Like
it was alright.
Like yeah, it was alright. To me, it was alright. I fucked with it. It's not that I didn't fuck with it. I fucked with it, but when I hear Travis now and Ye, I gotta get hit with something. Like to be honest, Travis and Ye
they honestly have not had like
a hit. Yeah, exactly.
They haven't had like
that song. Like they've had like, tracks together.
Piss on the Grave was not it. Like it was not a bad song. It wasn't a bad song, but it wasn't it. It wasn't exactly. Like
that's what
like
I'm
how Kid Cudi and Travis have the song. Not the song that's out now because that song is fire, but not that one. The one that was on Birds. That song through the late night. That song hit. They don't. Kanye and Travis don't have it. So when I heard it, it's not a bad song. It's still okay.
Like you said, it's not a bad song. It's hypes okay. You up, you know, it hypes you up. But when I hear Kid Cudi, but this is like what you were saying. When I hear Kid Cudi and Travis, I already expect top notch.
Like it's just.
But when I hear Cudi and I mean when I hear Kanye and Travis, it's like I want them to be in that same level. I want to be like, yo, yes, I'm gonna listen to this song for the next 45 minutes on repeat. Like, but that's like, I hear it, I'm like, damn, this shit don't got, it doesn't have that replay value.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't. I've listened to it maybe once or twice.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, I didn't even download it. Like, you know how Apple Music gives you that option, or whatever streaming service you're on gives you that option to download?
I downloaded it, but I haven't. I'm waiting for it to. You know what I'm really waiting for? I'm waiting for me to be in the car or just listening to music, whether I'm playing it through my speakers behind me or whatever, and just come on random. Because what I do is I normally, unless I'm listening to an album specifically, I mainly just click shuffle. And I'm waiting for that song to come on, and it has yet to come on. So if that song comes on and it doesn't hit, and it's just gonna be how it plays in the luck of it. Like, is it gonna play in a vibe that I'm in, which is but we'll see. But that song didn't hit. Then there's the song that just came out with him and Ty Dolla Sign. I mean, it's a Ty Dolla Sign song, but that song came out. That song is good. I like it. I mean, I know people have mixed emotions about that song, but because it's just Ty Dolla Sign is why the people have emotions about it. It's not because of Kanye. But that song came out.
What's her name? FKA Twigs. She's on that.
I don't know. Yeah, she's on it, but I don't really know much about it. And then
I know. Wait, do you know about FKA Twigs? Like, can you tell us a little more in depth?
Not too much. I know.
I just know she does R&B, but I like.
She does R&B. She's a very good singer. She's very creative.
She's an artist because like she has a couple of videos of her in a pool. But I'm not even trying to make it sound like misogynistic. It just like
no. She's
using the pole is that ass art. Like, I'm like, yo, damn. Like,
she is very creative. Like, she's very creative.
That's what I'm saying. She's an artist.
Her body of work is not like a lot of other people.
That's respect.
Her body of work is different compared to others.
So she's very talented, like, all around. She reminds me of what she could be, the Childish Gambino for women.
Oh, she's that like creative?
Yeah.
I know, because when you compare somebody to Gambino, you already know the long list of things he's done. So that's what I'm like. But now, if you feel that way, I gotta hear more of her, and I gotta like know more of her individually. Cause like, I'm not gonna front, like, I knew her like when I first started, like when she came on the scene. I forgot for what purpose it was, but I remember she started going out with I think it was Shia LaBeouf. And I was like, yo, that's the homie. I fucked with his music, and I know what he does personally. He's like, one of those people that.
You said Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, he's one of those people.
Music?
Not for music, but you know what I mean in like terms of like his movie roles and what he does for like the poetry and shit like that. So I was like, yo, that's an interesting twist. So that's when I started listening to her a little more, and her music, I fucked with it. I thought it was it was reminiscent to like some shit that people back in the people that were probably fans of like Sade and stuff like that will probably fuck with her.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but honestly, in my opinion, real quick, like, this is another side because we like going off a tangent. Right now, to me, the closest person to Sade is Snow.
Ooh, you heard that track that she released on Friday or Thursday?
Nope, because don't spoil it for me. I'll listen to it.
Nope.
No,
listen to that. That song is fire.
All I'm gonna say is I love Snow. I love snow in the summer. I love snow in the summer.
She dropped the heater on us, bro.
Oh,
definitely.
I love when it snows in the summer.
Oh my god!
All right, but back to Kanye.
Back to Kanye West.
So the real question about Kanye West is: are you guys gonna vote for him?
Oh my god! If you vote, ready? I'm gonna put this out there. I'm gonna put this out there. If you vote for Kanye, it's like voting for Donald Trump. It's not a joke anymore, and you are completely right in the sense of if you think like electoral votes and stuff like that, our votes don't matter because the electoral votes or whatever. But our electoral votes could be inspired, or basically another word for like convinced. It could be a way to change by popular votes.
Altered and stuff like that. Yep.
Yeah, it could be altered by that. So if, let's say whoever's voting, I don't know who's this people voting right now for the state of New York, but if let's say they're voting, they see like, okay, so many people voted for, the popular votes are in favor for Joe Biden, but they were gonna vote Donald Trump. But now they're seeing that everybody wants Joe Biden. Some people actually be like, yo, you know what? The people want this. Let's give the people what they want. Joe Biden. Boom. Don't vote for Kanye to make a joke or anything. And if you vote for Kanye, you better hope that he fucking wins, because I can't do another 4 years of this dickhead in the office.
Not to be honest, I really think that's
like
reality.
I honestly believe that Trump is going to win again. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, that's what
I don't want him to. I honestly don't want him to.
Bro, Biden and him.
The only reason I don't believe
Biden has, it's the same thing as it's like the same thing as Hillary. Like, obviously she has but he has like the experience of being in the White House. Obviously he was the vice president and stuff like that. So he is the right candidate, obviously. But there's a lot of stuff that he is saying or not saying and not doing right now that is like, we'd rather just put the nigga that's in there already. Like, if he's there already, might as well just keep him there. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense to put somebody else there and not know what he's gonna do. At least we know what this nigga's gonna do while he's in there.
No. You see, everybody's thinking in
and that's not me saying that I would vote for Biden because of that.
Like,
wait, y'all talking at the same time? Can one of y'all go back?
It's not that we don't know what he's gonna do. If we don't know what this nigga's gonna say, he really hasn't. Like, what has he? What can you tell me? Anything that Trump has actually done?
Nah, I mean, personally, we're biased, but like, there's this dude at work.
No, not like, I'm talking about like not done positive. Like, name something that he's literally done. I mean, I know something, but I want to see, like, do you guys know something negative that he has actually done? Wait, that you can like name?
This whole COVID response. The whole COVID
I don't
response.
like he's saying it's China, like.
But you're just talking about what he's saying, like.
No.
I'm talking about like what is he actually doing?
What he's not doing is the problem.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Like, not even towards. Let me see. Him being like, oh, like the economy, blah blah blah. No, it's like, okay, dickhead. COVID-19 is real. Stop saying little shit about it, and the economy, whatever. Okay, we understand the economy is gonna be bad, and in order for us to get better, we have to reopen. But you see it, and then you pointed out, oh look, these places like Norway, Denmark, and stuff they open schools back up, and their economy is starting to go up again. Those places have like 97 people with COVID. Instead of thousands of people with COVID.
But talking about like smaller populated areas.
Exactly. And even not even if it's smaller populated, maybe it's just because they had a better response.
Yeah.
Now I feel like
you have to go behind the people that are like, you have to go behind your people in the end. Like in the sense of you being a leader. Like, if you're seeing everybody getting sick, what makes you feel like, and you're not you're not doing anything.
All right. No, so here's what I want to say. So, because I know that this whole COVID situation is just out of order and just in general, because I don't think it's just him. I think it's everybody. I mean, it starts with him because there was a plan of how to, like, there was like an actual like group of people that they had working on COVID, not COVID specifically, but a virus in case something was to happen, you know. They had that in place. They had it funded when Obama was in office.
Yeah, the Obama administration.
I forgot what it's called, but it was in case of something like this was to happen. Trump, when he got in office, basically got rid of it because they wanted to take that money that they was funding over there and use it to something else. So, with that being said, being that he did that, like, yeah, that was stupid. My question was more or less outside of that, which, I mean, this is big. I'm not saying that that's not big, because that's huge. But people were saying that they didn't want him in office before this happened. So my question was more or less, what did he do before, outside of just saying stupid shit? What did he do before that was negative towards the country, outside of just being an idiot? But like, what did he do? You know, because there's a difference between being dumb and actually doing something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So like, what did he do? Freddie, I know you pay a little bit more attention to politics than I do, because I don't. Yeah. So I'm asking. This is me seriously, like, asking a question. What did he do? Because from my standpoint, outside of saying dumb shit and people doing dumb shit, he didn't do anything dumb, in my personal opinion. Unless you know something I don't know. And that's why I'm asking.
I mean, one thing. This is the thing about Trump. We know him as So I'm gonna say one positive thing that he has done, because I feel like we don't give him credit to a certain extent, but it's like it's hard for us to actually give him that type of recognition. Feel me? But one positive thing that he has done that many people probably don't know, and I want to see if anybody comments on this particular spot, because I've tried to do the research. Well, not tried. I've done the research. And it's confirmed that Trump has opened up more jobs. Like he literally has created more job openings or most jobs in his tenure than a lot of presidents. I think he even beat out Obama in that. That's a positive. That he, I don't know how he did it, but he was able to give us more jobs. So in turn, in hindsight, that blesses the economy, because more people are able to work. More people are able to flood that money back to the economy. So that's good.
Didn't he lower something so we got more money out of our checks too? Like it wasn't as much taxes or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. He also did that. He also did that.
I don't know what it was exactly, but I remember one day I saw more money in my paycheck one day and I didn't do anything different.
I know it was one of those tax years. I think it was when like 2000, because he got elected 2016.
It was recently. It was
2017.
It was like this past year or something like that. It just
I think he put it into play in 2018, but just like now got into play efficient. It got into play recently, but it was already written down back then. But in terms of the negative thing he's done, like pre-COVID, I guess putting those families in those ICE people, how they put those family and those kids in those detention centers, is because of more or less what's going on at the centers. Like all these like young girls and young kids are getting they're getting touched inappropriately. They're not having a legitimate life. They're not having a childhood. So the fact that they're not having a childhood, that's what they're gonna think back and just think, damn, I was literally in a cage for like so and so long, and that's gonna affect them long term. That's gonna affect them long term for sure. So I feel like, I guess the one negative thing, well, not one negative thing, but the one thing that comes to mind when it comes to like Trump not being a good leader would be how he handled that situation. Because I understand if people are immigrants, or like I understand if people are illegal immigrants or whatever, but that's not no reason for you to take them away from their parents and their families and then keep them separated. Especially when you find out that he knows about the whole Pizzagate thing, and the fact that he knows about, that these kids are, potentially getting sold and, used for whatever, obviously not good intentions, but When you know that, and you know what's going on with the whole ICE, because ICE themselves, they lost, they couldn't find like 15,000 kids or something like that. And it's like, come on, how do you really lose 15,000 kids? Like, from where to where are you transporting them that you lose them all of a sudden? Like, that's a huge number. I understand if it was 1 or 2 kids, but now it was that ass like in the thousands. So it's like, come on.
Yeah.
So it's like little things like that. Like, for every positive he does, he ends up fucking up somehow.
And doing something stupid. Yeah, I feel that. I just wanted to ask because, like, I mean, just putting it out there, like, just something
that's what I was gonna say too. Like, since we're putting it out there, like, people that are watching, you know, you guys could correct us if we're wrong. You guys could add on it to whatever we have to say. Like, if you guys like, we're trying to be neutral. You know, it's not like we're like, yo, fuck Trump.
Fuck that nigga. I'm not trying to be neutral.
You lost me there, Charles. You lost me.
I'm not trying to be neutral. I was genuinely asking a question because people always say, I know that he says a lot of stuff. I don't pay attention to politics, so I know that he's said a lot of shit. So from what he said, I don't agree with him representing us as a country when it comes to them meeting with other countries. I don't want him there, but that wasn't why I said fuck him. I said it because, like, I honestly don't know, like, what has he done that was negative outside of him running his mouth. That's why it sounded like I was being neutral. I wasn't being neutral. Fucking.
I've spoken to like people like outside the country that live outside the country, and they all like said like, "Yo, y'all gotta get rid of that dickhead." Like they didn't say it like that, but in that sense, like, he's ruining a lot.
That's
like,
basically what they said. He's ruining relationships and stuff like that. So it's
like,
about time that we get him
bro,
out of here.
A lot of people like love America, right? And like the United States of America is like the dream and stuff like that. But at this point of time, it's not anymore. Like right now. No. Right now it's not. Because it's like
move here. You think like, I mean, I would. And the reason why I would, I would because you still have the opportunity to do stuff, but
exactly.
it is a shit show right now. So I understand both sides.
Exactly.
I understand if you decided that you wanted to. I understand, but because you couldn't take advantage of it, because what we see as a disadvantage, you know, other people have it worse in other countries. So. Now, at the end of the day, it is very possible that they can go and do something different.
But we know what we learned about our country while we were growing up. We were like the best, right? We surpassed a lot of nations, and we did it in a lot of different ways. It wasn't just one way. Right now with Trump, we're really slacking because if we were still that superpower that we were back in the 90s and 80s, right now our COVID numbers would be the lowest of any like country. And the fact that all the countries that Trump named that were starting school or were, like, you know, doing better than us is because of the leadership, bro. Like, if you really look back at the leadership, it's because, you know, what are we going to do about COVID? We can't do shit. You feel me? We don't have the resources to even tell people what to do. But you see that in other countries, all those numbers were all going up and they all starting to go down. Most of those countries that he named, their numbers are extremely low, like 2-3% of the people, if not the whole country, is clean of COVID. We could have been in that situation long ago if he really took this whole situation serious. Like, he kept saying that shit was just gonna go away. Like, when people were asking him when it first started in January, when it first got to the Americas in January and stuff, and people were asking him, remember we were taking this shit as a joke. We were like, yo, it ain't nothing serious, you know, it's just a little flu.
Bro, this shit started in November.
It started in November, yeah, but it started over there in November. It didn't really come
out. I think I had it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Bro,
no.
Listen to this.
I was dying in November.
This thing started in November over there, right? If it started in November over there, and I kind of want to get off this topic after this, but if it started in November over there, right? Why didn't, as a superpower or world leader, go over there and try to help? Instead, Donald Trump was like, "That's a joke, blah blah blah. They're taking care of it, blah blah blah."
It's not even that he
Honestly,
thought it was a joke. He basically was like, "Fuck it." He treated it like a new, real, like not U.S. because we always try to step up for other people. He treated it like a New Yorker. It's not our problem. It's not happening to me.
and that's
It's not happening to me. So I don't give a fuck. That's how he treated it. So that's how we treat things. So generally speaking, all right, let's get.
Let's get off the topic of Trump. Let's go to the next topic. What we had after Kanye and Cudi.
Wait, what she said?
was after Kanye and Cudi. Basically,
What
end
she
of this topic was don't vote for Kanye, and if you do vote for him, you better hope that he fucking wins because nobody needs Donald Trump as a president again.
Not facts.
Wait, what did she say?
I said vote for me.
Nah. She was so.
You said vote for her? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes, right. Nah, she was talking about earlier that I asked what we were gonna talk about afterwards. She was like, "We're gonna talk about her, but let's steer away from that."
Speaking of women, though, August Alsina and Jada Pinkett Smith.
I only got 5 minutes.
Yo, you should text your girl like, "Yo, would you mind if we got into an entanglement?"
Do you mind if I get into an entanglement? All right. So for the audience that you're watching,
I got 5 minutes.
Danny has to go to work because he works the graveyard shift now.
He works the goat.
Actually, it's crazy because like talking about it just in general, but I know we need to like talk about it quick, but it's funny because out of the three of us, I'm the only person out of the three of us that doesn't work the graveyard shift. Y'all both that work the graveyard.
I'm trying to get out of this shit, bro.
By the end of the summer, I'm out. By the end of the summer, I'm out.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. But generally speaking, August Alsina and Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, because Will Smith is the meme. It's funny because it's about Jada and somehow Will became the meme. So
I haven't seen Eddie B with August except for that picture they have together.
Yeah. So how do you guys feel about the whole situation, about the whole story? If you guys don't know, as an audience, if you guys don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, put them on game, bro. Put them on game.
I don't know how you don't know, but I'll explain it if somehow you don't know and you're watching this, because it's all over the internet, no matter what you use. Jada and Will went through from the story of what Jada said. Will and Jada were going through some relationship problems about 4 or 5 years ago. And in the time of them having their relationship problems of whatever it was, they were separated. Jada started a relationship, aka an entanglement, with August Alsina, who was a family friend.
Supposedly he was Jaden's friend before, like, the family.
Yeah, because he's young. He's young, bro. He's not that much older than us. So, they had a relationship with Jada, and August went and did an interview. Well, he made a song about Jada first, and it we kind of brushed over it. Like, we didn't really pay attention to it as a whole. Joe Budden's podcast talked about it, and then after that, he came out. He did an interview with Angela Yee recently, and he came out and said, "Hey, Will gave us permission. We had a relationship or whatever."
Blessings.
Yeah, he gave him the blessings to do whatever because he wanted to not sound like a homewrecker. And now,
he is a homewrecker.
It just down to the basics that Will and Jada made a response. They didn't say anything at first, but now they responded. And yeah, that was a very long-winded statement to try to explain and get you up to speed. But how do you guys feel? I feel like I always start off my question like, how do you guys feel? What are you guys thoughts about that? Like, what was your reaction, or how you feel from a guy's perspective? This is gonna sound real biased because we're all guys, but how do you guys feel from a guy's perspective if you were in this situation? If you were Will, do you care? If you're Will, do you care? That's really the question.
Well, if they was broken up, right?
Truthfully, yeah, because that's what they're saying. We don't know if it's 100% true, but if we're going off of their word, which we have no other option to, Yeah, they were
they're
broken
saying
up.
they're separated. They were separated at the time. You can't say.
So yeah, if they were broken up, if you in your will, how do you feel right now? What is your current emotion?
If they were broken up, she can do whatever she wants. But if it's a family friend and Will knew that person, then it's kind of fucked up.
And then he got to catch the fade.
Quick. But that's how I feel. Like if I feel like if you were somewhat close to that relationship in a way that you knew what was going on and stuff like that, you kind of was just waiting.
I feel that.
You
was just waiting for that opportunity.
I mean, Jada's a good looking woman, so I mean.
Nah, she is.
It shouldn't be that way, though. It shouldn't be that way. If it's your family friend, it shouldn't be that way. But
it was very respectful of him to be like, "Yo, can I basically like?"
He didn't ask, bro. That shit is a lie. He definitely didn't ask, bro. If they broke up, he's not calling Will and asking, "Yo, can I fuck your wife?" Like that's not happening.
Exactly. Like the other thing is, I don't know what entanglement means. Still,
look up the definition, bro.
Bro,
right.
An entanglement.
That's exactly what I thought, though. Like when people tell me entanglement, I'm like tangled, like okay. So, but like they wasn't. I don't know. It's stupid. Honestly, to me, that's their problem, and there should be no other way around it. What Will did say, he's like, "I'm gonna get you back," and she was like, aside that petty shit, like playing around, and I felt for some reason, for no reason at all, there was like, I felt it with all my heart that he was saying the truth. Like, no, I'm gonna get you back. Don't worry about it.
Nah, but at the same time, if you know his hit list, bro, I feel like, come on, like he doesn't
have to get her back.
Situation.
Yeah, he doesn't have
to get her back.
If that makes
sense. That's why she's saying she doesn't want to get him back because, yo, bro, it's just gonna keep an ongoing cycle. Because you already know he did what he did with, you know.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Bro, we know those girls. They
were very close, so we're speculating. We don't know if he did or didn't do anything with her.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to get in trouble by Will, okay?
Yeah, I'm not trying to go missing. That nigga has a lot of money.
And influence.
It says a complicated or compromising relationship or situation. So she didn't lie. She did have an entanglement with August because I bet that situation was complicated. And and they had a relationship, so it was an entanglement. It was a complicated relationship.
All right, so Freddie, if you and your girl is in a relationship and y'all get into a big argument and y'all decide that y'all gonna be separated for a couple months and y'all get back together and y'all are very good at communicating with each other, and she lets you know that happened. How do you feel? But it's between y'all, and somebody puts it on Front Street. How do you feel now? I think I just lost y'all. The connection just dropped. I don't know what happened. Freddie just froze.
What was it?
Freddie just froze.
It was me, my fault. I thought it was you. Go ahead.
All right, so I'll say it again.
I just said my internet was unstable, my fault.
Yeah, now I'll start it over. So you and your girl are in a relationship. Y'all have a very good. Hey, I see the hype line on the hat. You guys are in a very good relationship, right? You guys have open communication, whatever. And you guys get into a fight. You decide that y'all don't want to talk to each other. You're on the end of basically not talking to each other ever again. And obviously, you know, even though you guys say that you don't want to talk to each other again, you end up getting back together because that happens with relationships all the time, you know, especially if you're married. And you get back together, and she tells you during that time that y'all was separate, which she was able to do whatever she wanted, but y'all was separate, that she ended up talking to somebody that you know, right? She tells you, and you battle with that because you're going to be upset about it, because obviously you're going to be upset about it. And it's whatever. And then it comes out in the media, or not the media, but amongst people that you know,
Yeah, it blew up.
Everybody's talking about it, and everybody knows. How do you feel in that moment? How what is your current emotion? How do you handle it? How do you deal with it?
I mean, I feel like everybody's different though. That's the thing. Like, I can't like really say, oh, like.
No,
How do you-
everybody is different.
How
I
do
know
you-
I know that everybody is different. I'm asking, how would you handle it? That's what the question is specifically for you. I'm not asking, like, generally speaking. How would you feel?
So, I mean, I'll deadass be tight because it's like Danny was saying, if you know of me and my partner and you know you're waiting for one of us to fuck up so that you could get the opportunity. That's kind of slime ball mentality, you know. But I'll be mad at the situation. I probably wouldn't even like try to rekindle shit with the girl anymore because it's like if you were I understand you were single, but out of all the boys, out of all the men out there, you really had to choose somebody. I knew like I was, you know, because I know I've seen a picture of Will in August. I don't know if it was that same time when they were talking about him and Jada were together, but I saw a picture of them together. And they were, you know, they looked like they were homies. You know, they were just chilling, cheesing and shit. So I'm like, yo, so the fact that you got that close to somebody.
Smiled in my face.
Yo, that I smiling in my face and all that. But meanwhile, you go back to the crib and you smashing my, come on, bro. I would have cut the relationship off with the wife, and I would have cut the relationship off with my boy. Just because, like, at that point in time, you don't want to be doing that toxic shit. Like, all right, bet. You got with one of my boys, now I'm gonna get with one of your girls, cause that's how, you know, shit keeps, you know, ongoing, you know.
Cause that's where he's at that's where Will is at in his mind.
Yeah,
he said it as a joke, and we don't know if he's actually gonna act on it or not. But
joking, bro,
but that's what he had said. You know what I mean? So like that's where it becomes like, you know.
A girl is saying
for me,
from girl's perspective, she's saying that he should get he should get her back. Yeah. That he should get her back.
Do you actually want to speak from a girl's perspective?
Nah,
I know you don't want to be. You normally don't want to be on the podcast, but even if you say it from afar, you want to say how you feel from a girl's perspective, because we kind of need a girl's perspective.
Or from your perspective.
I'm gonna wait for that. I'm gonna wait for Freddie. Yo, I just fucked your friend, my man. I'm gonna wait for that. That was mad disrespectful. You should have never done that to him. Like a friend. I mean, if it would be somebody that Freddie doesn't know, it wouldn't, you know.
It would have been different. Right?
Yeah, but yo, you took nigga to my house, you set him at my table, and you end up fucking him. That's mad disrespectful.
Yeah, that's crossing the line to a certain. Like, even if we're single, that's still crossing the line to a certain extent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For me, like, I don't. If I was in the same situation, you know, I mean, I understand that they're trying to say, oh, it was years ago, like this didn't just happen or whatever. You know, you try to like have that in your mind, but it's like,
and no jokes aside, if you see like recent pictures of Will, like, yo, homie really looks like he's going through it. Like, it's not even like me trying to be funny type shit. Like, I seen a picture of him and his eyes look mad poofy. Like,
I feel like he hasn't been posting a lot of stuff either.
Yeah, and you know, usually
because
he
didn't want to say anything about it.
You always see him hyped, always carrying has that.
Not even, yeah, like what Chubb was saying. Like, I haven't seen him post regular content.
Well, that's because they were trying to ignore it. I mean, there's other stuff going on in the world, so they kind of just didn't want to post up just because Will has that kind of power anyways. So he was trying to not talk about that stuff. You know what I mean? But
okay, that I get.
But you know, it was like they kind of just wanted it to pass by, and it wasn't gonna pass by. Like, it stuck around.
Yeah, people wanted answers. So
yeah. So, you know, it is what it is. Shit happens. But for me, how do I feel? Just looking at it from
how would you
a person that's talking. Well, for me, like, what would I do?
Yeah,
I would.
I'm happy I didn't ask Danny what he would do.
For me, what would I do if I was in the same situation? It's tough because, you know,
it depends on the relationship, honestly.
It depends on the relationship because it was something that happened years ago, you know? So it was like, it wasn't, I don't know. It's hard. I mean, if I knew and then if I knew already before it comes out, then it is what it is. And that's kind of like where Will seems like he is. He kind of seems like he already knew, so like that's why he's not as upset as everybody thinks he is. So if I knew prior and I decided to stay, and this is all going on and everybody started to talk about it and try to make it put in my face, I would do shit that would make people like show that I don't care. I would post more with my girl. I would just do stuff that's out in the open that shows like I'm bragging again, like as if the relationship had just started. If I already knew. If I didn't know, which it seems like Will knew, so you can't say that. But if I didn't know, and now it's all over, she's a dub. She's a dub. That's it. It's over. Game over.
It's just tragic. Well, not tragic, but like that whole scenario going on is just a lot of.
Yeah, it's over. I'm not keeping up with that. Like it's not because my trust now, like although we weren't together and yeah, generally speaking, you could have done whatever. I'm not mad at the fact that you did something. I'm mad at the fact of you doing it with a specific person. That's where my mental goes with that. But it seems like he knows. So if you made that decision, if you know and you made that decision that you were gonna stay, it's kind of like now you just gotta live with it. You can't really be mad at it.
Kind of feel like Hollywood relationships are slightly different because based off what happens in their personal life, that should be affecting what happens throughout their career. And I feel like right now, Will and Jada, they've had so many years that they've been married together that if they really did go through a divorce, it'll be like, oh shit, like some people be like J. Cole, he even said, I want that Will and Jada love. Like, from the outside looking in, they had that perfect relationship.
So with saying that, being that we're talking about like the Hollywood side of it, do you think that any of this is a publicity stunt for other stuff that's going on? Because celebrities normally do shit like that. So do you think that it is August? I feel like it is because the only reason that we're talking about August in the first place is because he has an album coming out. But do you think that with them keeping it alive, because if this was like Jay-Z and Beyonce, they wouldn't have said shit. So if keeping it alive and them talking about it and knowing that they would end up being memes and talked about, and because he even talked about, Black Twitter is talking about this right now, like they talked about that. So do you think that this is something where that it is some sort of publicity stunt or protecting an identity of, like, my parents, I talked to them about it and they were like that it's Will protecting his identity because they kind of put all the blame on Jada. So like, do you think that it has to do with that? Do you think it's publicity? Do you think that they're anything like that? Like, do you?
I feel like it's probably blended in from what your parents are saying and from like, I don't want to say a publicity stunt, but I wasn't aware that August was dropping an album, so I could definitely see that publicity stunt. Yeah, so I definitely see that publicity stunt.
Nobody was gonna listen to that shit.
Bro? Besides this, the last time I heard of August Alsina was like 2-3 years ago. Like, come on, like I don't want to say like I don't want to.
I didn't even hear his album the last time it came out.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like we don't know about it. So the fact that he went on that interview and he threw out that tea, it was because he was trying to get some type of, I'm trying to get more people to fuck with me type shit, And I feel the reason why I feel like it's intertwined between it being a publicity stunt and it just being regular Hollywood shit is because, like, I don't know if you know, but this was popping on Twitter like a couple of weeks ago. That Shane Dawson dude, the pedophile rapist, YouTube.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
He said something about Willow back when she was like 11 or something like that. And then Jaden, he tweeted it. He was like, yo, you fucking pedophile talking about my sister. It was after that whatever happened between Will and Jada got out in the open. So that's why people were saying like, yo, this timing is a little too like,
It's too perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Like why would this come out right after they're trying to tell this dude that he's a pedophile? He got out of that he's a pedophile now to change everything. They're gonna start talking about Will and Jada's family. I feel like, but I do feel like they handled all the pressure, like as well as you can handle it, because, like you said, given the situation, I would have handled it way differently. You said you would have handled it differently. I feel like given the scenario, if it did happen back in the day, that's not something that you really want to bring out to the open. You know, you want to keep that shit private. So the fact that
I would have never talked about it. The video, the red table talk shit I mean, I feel like they basically said that she had to because she's always does red table talks for other people when they go through shit. So with her going through something, she has to talk about it. And I feel that. But if it was me, I wouldn't have said shit.
Bro, I would have just kept it quiet. Like, there was a meme with Will, and it was like that it was like one of those pictures from the red table talk. And it was like he was looking at Jada, and it wasn't like, yo, I keep my hoes on check, keep your hoes on check. Because prior to all of this, I heard that they were like swingers. I heard that they like did shit like that. So when I heard
we don't know if it's true.
We don't, because they didn't agree or disagree to that stated rumor. So we don't know if it's true or not. But I'm just saying, I know I heard that through the grapevine, like, oh, they're swingers and shit. So the fact that this came out, I wasn't really shocked, but I just found it weird the timing because I just literally heard about that Shane Dawson shit. And then now, 2 days later, now we're talking about Will and Jada and this August Alsina shit. So
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. And for me, I don't know. I feel like for August, 100% is him bringing it up.
He definitely had his own game, to make of it.
Yeah, he's taking advantage of it, and it's crazy because he knew, right?
Yeah, of course.
That I didn't watch the interview because I don't care about August Alsina, so I'm never gonna watch an August Alsina interview. But they said that he said a lot of other stuff about his like personal life, his mom and stuff like that, Yeah. And
I heard that he was going through like.
Yeah, they talked about him going through a lot, like health issues and stuff like that.
His brother passed away, and he had to like take care of his 4 daughters and shit.
Yeah, it was a lot. There's a lot that was going on, and for him to bring that up, he knew what kind of weight that would hold. And I don't know if Angela Yee asked him, or I don't know if he brought it up on his own, because like I said, I'm not watching it, so I don't really care. But for him to at least even continue that conversation, whether who brought it up, for him to continue the conversation of saying, yeah, this is what happened, and it was permission was granted or whatever. For him to say that, he knew what would happen next because Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith are one of the biggest names in the industry, music, and just that whole celebrity world. He knows the weight that their name holds. So for him to do that, it was perfect marketing and planning for him. For them, I don't know if it necessarily is needed. I don't know if I agree that Will is trying to save an image because he's still Will Smith at the end of the day. So I don't know if that makes sense.
I feel like at the end of the day, this could have gone by. And even if he was to divorce her or whatever the case may be, his name isn't really affected. That's not affecting his
because
movie.
he's still Will Smith. He's not the Fresh Prince. I mean, he's always going to be the Fresh Prince, but he's not looked at that anymore. He's looked at as being a married man. So if he's
looked at as a positive role model,
Yeah, and we already looked at them as being swingers and stuff like that. So for us, it's not really surprising, nor do we care. So I don't think that it was for them. I think it was more for others. But like I said, I wouldn't have said anything.
No, facts. Going back to reiterate how we would have handled the situation, I agree. I wouldn't have handled it. I give props to Will for being able to go through that a first time, and if this is the second time being brought up, I give him props because he, like I said, he handled that, effortlessly, flawlessly, professional as fuck. I give them that props. I feel like we spoke about the topic enough, though. Do we have it? Are we gonna? We have something else, right? After that.
No, I don't have anything. The only thing that I had was Juice's album, but we kind of talked about it like that.
No, we don't. Yeah,
We didn't really talk about it. So,
into depth with that.
so I don't have anything. Danny, I have you muted, so I
can't.
can't hear you. I have you
I
unmuted. I have you muted.
said, I'm glad y'all didn't ask me about that entanglement question, how I would handle it.
Wow, yeah, I didn't ask.
Now he got off the camera. That's
So Daniel, how would you handle it? So Daniel, how would you?
So Daniel, how would you handle the situation?
Um,
I'm putting you on frustrated. Like
I'm
I'm really done. So I'm just asking you. Just to ask you.
I'm killing people. I'm killing people. Nah, I'm having. Now, I'm very calm person, you know. That shit, it'll hurt. So for the fact that especially if it was someone close, I would probably cut off a lot of people. Like a lot of people. Because there's no way in my head, I guess, there's no way that if you're a family friend or stuff like that, other people don't know what you're looking for, like, or what you like been saying.
Oh, you feel like he must have, like, some people should have known that he was trying to do that.
Exactly. Like, y'all knew that he liked my woman,
or even vice versa, that she was having those same kind of thoughts.
Yeah, exactly, that too, and she would be cut off too.
Because she's not gonna do that shit out of the blue.
There's no second chance, and this is me saying it, and so this is me saying it and not living it, I guess, because when you actually live it, it's kind of a little different. Mm-hmm. But I think I would stick to like fuck her, fuck him, fuck everybody, fuck this table, flip.
He said flip.
But I think it'll be in that position where it's like, yo, no, like y'all all wrong. I don't hate y'all, but I don't like y'all no more, and I should cut y'all off. And y'all are all unhealthy from my self love.
Yeah.
That's respect.
And if it's like, love is love, and you can't change love. Some that when people say that. There's no better love than your self-love. So
talk to him, Danny.
So I think there was an album. Brent says it. You heard? Brent says it. Brent. I can't never say his last name. Fires. He says it. There's like I forgot what the song. But he's basically saying like, yo, if I can't love me.
How you expect me to love you? Yeah.
Exactly. If I can't love me, how you expect me to love you and try to love me at the same time? Like, I gotta love me first.
I like that.
That's how much Will loves himself, because he's able to bypass. Well, I don't want to say bypass, because it must have affected him somehow, but he's not letting it come to light. So that's whatever. But the fact. Go ahead.
Will has a video on love.
Yeah,
I don't know if you ever seen it. It was actually very helpful.
I might have seen part of it. I think
I heard about it.
I feel like what I want to do with this whole topic and getting people like a heads up on what I want to do next moving forward is like I want to bring maybe not with you guys, maybe I'll sit here and be the mediator and probably just get attacked unless one of y'all can sign in with me during the week and have a couple girls come on and say how they feel, because we're talking about it from a guy standpoint and understanding where a girl will come from on understanding how she would have agreed to that, like what in her mind, because she was like, oh, nobody could tell me that Will would never give permission. I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly what the fuck she said, but she basically said that no guy couldn't give permission for my body. I had to say yes, So what I want to know, like, from where a girl would stand on that point, and not just one girl, like a group of girls, or like do they all agree, or is it just one person saying, like in that situation specifically? Because yes, in a general statement, yes, having sex, yes, a woman has perfectly control over who she has sex with. Yes, I'm not saying that. My question is in that kind of situation, in that mindset, in that time, in that mind frame.
But it's the same thing for a guy. I want to be a part of that, because in my sense, it's like, I understand what she's saying. Like, you have no control over what she is, who she is, how she is, what she does with herself. You have a say, but you don't have a control, if that makes sense. Yeah. And I completely agree with that. And I learned that this year. That was like, I've been learning this, but I learned it like not. It really stuck this year.
It's different when you have when it hits you and you actually go through it. So
exactly. Yeah, now I learned that you have no control over anyone, and
no matter what you say or do,
you have control over no one. But you just gotta love yourself. Like I said, you just gotta control yourself and do whatever it is that you have to do.
At the end of the day, as long as you love yourself, that doesn't mean you're not gonna experience hard times. But as long as you love yourself, you'll be able to get through those hard times in a more beneficial way. Feel me? Like, you'll learn more about yourself, or you won't take it as hard, because you understand that while loving yourself, you can't control others. So every day, literally, if you're in a relationship, you can't tell what the other person's thinking all the time. You could just do the best thing you could do, as in if you have a girl or you have the significant other that you do have, as long as you're doing all the things you could do to reinforce that you love them and show that you appreciate them as a person, that's the best thing you could do. Then do it. Yep. And some people don't even do that, and try to make a relationship last without acknowledging the other person. So.
Yep. Yeah. You just hit a soft spot, Chubbs.
I'm trying not to unmute my microphone. I agree with you. I'm just trying not to unmute my microphone because I do have family in my house and they're downstairs.
I get
it. So I just have my microphone muted. But yeah, I 100% agree with you guys.
Yeah, that's it. If whatever you want to do it, Jamal, just let me know. I already told you my good days.
Yeah,
it has to be this week.
That'll be interesting.
It has to be this week because I wanted to keep it relevant, because I am gonna post this, and I know that I'm not saying we're gonna get like a shit ton of views from it, but I know that there are gonna be girls that might have different opinions. They might 100% agree with us, but I still want to hear that from them, because I don't want to make it seem like it's just coming from a group of guys.
Not fact. I'm interested to hear some different opinions as well, so we should.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to reach out. I have somebody in mind that might have a couple girls that want to come in. I'm not trying to make it like a group of people, but like I do want to have it.
No, yeah, as long as
that's why I have one person specifically in mind, because I know that they have some other people that will join with it. So,
yeah. No, yeah, that'll be an interesting topic.
But yeah, do you guys have any like closing thoughts or any statements about anything that we just talked about at all?
My closing statements are: Pop Smoke's album is amazing.
Yeah, fuck with it.
Go listen to it.
Yep.
Don't vote for Kanye. Don't fucking vote for Kanye West unless you really think he's gonna win. Because a vote for Kanye is like voting for Trump. Kid Cudi is amazing. Even though I didn't get to say much on him, he is amazing. And let me see. Jadakiss, my bad. Jadakiss is the GOAT. And have a lot of learn what self-love is and how you could treat yourself better before you try to treat that other person great.
Facts. I like that last one.
I like that, Danny. Respect.
Respect.
All right. Yeah, I want to just thank you guys all for tuning in. I know this was a little bit of a longer video. I'm not sure, but I
Wait, what's the
appreciate you
runtime on this one so far?
I don't know. It's hard to calculate it. We started around like about
8:30.
it was about 8:30, so it's like a little bit less than 2 hours. But we had to cut. I gotta cut a little bit of it, so
No, I understand.
because Gareth wanted to call in the middle of it. But yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you guys all. We will be tuning in again soon, and also we will be doing a lot of other outside content in the next couple weeks because we have some. I have some ideas that I didn't share with the guys yet, but we have some shit that's coming up.
I got some ideas.
In the
My
next couple
creative
weeks.
juices been going crazy, Jamal. My creative juices coming back.
Surprise them with the content, with the special drops.
Chill. Everything top secret. Everything top secret, as DJ Khaled would say. But yeah, thank you. Peace until next time. Simon.
Have a nice one, everyone. Enjoy it. Thanks again for watching.
Damn. Waiting for the green light, yeah. Start from the bad, like, yeah. I'ma sit it bad like a story like me. Start yelling